My name is Andres Echeverri. I'm the GIS coordinator at Beach Energy. Since August last year, I've been leading the implementation of ArcGIS Enterprise within Beach. Today, I'll be presenting our experience at Beach in this transition from desktop GIS to Web GIS, some of the challenges that we faced, and some good stories as a result of this digital transformation. At the end of this presentation, we'll have Craig Carpenter from Esri, Australia, who's been providing strategic advice during this process. Thanks for attending this presentation.
In today's presentation, I want to talk about our experience at Beach Energy during the implementation of ArcGIS Enterprise. I hope that you can take away some of our learned lessons, perhaps for some of you that are thinking to give that first step into Web GIS, or why not, for some other users that have been already walking this path and can take away new ideas. So first, I would like to show you the topics that I'm going to cover in this presentation. First, who we are. Second, what were those motivations that ignited the idea for this journey? Later, how has been journey in our own experience, how we decided to implement it, including some good results we have obtained in the last 13-14 months, what we have learned along the implementation process, the challenges that we faced, and finally, our plans for next phases to continue this journey. So who we are. Beach Energy is an exploration and production company in the oil and natural gas business with headquarters in Adelaide. Beach has operated and non-operated interests onshore and offshore across Australia and New Zealand, with a world-class operated oil business on the western flank of the Cooper Basin, and major gas business across 5 production basins: the Perth Basin, the Cooper Basin, the Otway Basin, the Bass Basin, and Taranaki Basin, that supply gas to the Australian and New Zealand markets. It is important to mention that in the last couple of years, Beach has grown substantially, including the acquisition of Lattice Energy, creating a growing need for a more robust GIS platform. Which take us to the motivations. What made to think Beach Energy to embark in this journey? A rapid scaling up of operations causing challenges with data quality, fragmented data in silos, and the need for more coordinated and integrated procedures to manage data made us to think in 3 key points. Certainty, were people using the right data? Were there QC processes in place? Did we have minimum metadata? Definitely there were opportunities for improvement. In terms of efficiencies, we had questions like, were we using efficient methods to capture data? Could we improve time for data accessibility? Were data workflows adequate to improve efficiencies? Additional opportunities for improvement there. Accessibility. Was GIS data available to only GIS specialists? Was data shared across the whole business? Those were enough motivators to move from a desktop siloed approach to a web-based enterprise platform. Some opportunities were identified. Formulation of a spatial data framework and governance to delineate the data management policies in 3 different fronts: spatial data for enterprise geodatabases, directories, and data store, GIS server, and all related to managed web services, and the portal, how to manage users, groups, and how to share content. We improved data integrity, which required data cleansing, consolidation of reliable datasets, and implementing metadata along the process. That was the foundation for the second point. Start talking about integration. Identify the single point of truth, which allow us to use trusted data across multiple business systems. One final point, increasing efficiencies, one of the key drivers of the whole process, to provide easy access to data. Automation as well, definitely an important aspect to streamline GIS processes to provide accurate data in a more efficient way. As an end goal, improving spatial data management processes to provide better GIS services. So let's talk about the selected approach. First, there was an engagement with Esri Australia in July 2019 that helped us to understand the challenges of the time and how to align the implementation with business plans. We reviewed the best patterns and practices for data management ahead of the implementation, and the definition of desired outcomes with priority projects. As a result, we work in the GIS strategy that help us to formulate the spatial data framework and delineation of the roadmap. The implementation was structured by phases in conjunction with an agile approach. Identify those use cases with quick wins. Instead of consolidate all the data across the business, we selected projects that could add value to the business. We consolidate data for those projects, and through web services, web maps, web apps, we started showing value to the business. From there, we've kept doing improvements for existing projects as well as starting new projects following the phases approach. All this process has been done with the engagement of key stakeholders. With the company of an Esri consultant, we had interviews with key stakeholders within the business to better understand business needs and opportunities for use cases. This is an ongoing process. We've had some progress reviews with Esri to get some feedback, identify new opportunities, and finally adjust the roadmap. We've been presenting progress updates to management to gain ongoing support. So far, we've obtained good results in several areas in this implementation, including integration with authentication provider, a data catalog, web maps and web apps, enterprise sites, and operational dashboards. Let's see in more detail each of those topics. Portal integration with identity provider. We are using Okta as the identity provider, which is fully integrated with our portal. So we have a seamless integration providing easy access to users. We are removing barriers to access the system. Not only GIS specialists or geoscientists can visualize spatial data, all users within the business can do it. As an additional benefit, now we can manage content linked to enterprise groups. We can grant access in advance for a variety of resources. We also have created a data catalog within a GIS site that we will see in a few moments for internal data discovery. In this data catalog, basically we are exposing data targeted for a specific group needs. In this screenshot, we can see how we are providing data for the exploration and appraisal team, exposing specific categories of interest for this group, like geology, layers, wells, or seismic. With the help of this data catalog, we are streamlining GIS processes, leveraging web services directly from the source. And we are not only providing beach energy maintained data, we are also providing access to registered third-party data coming from government agencies or third-party data providers specific for the petroleum industry. We are promoting the single point of truth so users can access trusted data. This simplified data management, reducing data versioning and supply of snapshots. Finally, we are improving integration with other business systems, with geomodeling or geomapping tools like Petrel or PetroSys, or tenure management system like Landfolio. Obviously, we've implemented web maps, web apps. These are empowering users with self-service tools, custom print tools, elevation profiles, to mention just a couple of those. To improve the system, we are also working on custom self-service tools, as the one shown in these slides. So we are providing a link which opens up a PDF explaining all the tools that are in the app to educate users, reduce the overload over the GIS team, and improve user interaction with the system. Those tools are also helping us to increase efficiencies within the business. As an example, we are saving up to 8 hours a week of a GIS specialist for not having to create maps for approval processes required to do works in the field. We saved additional 2 to 4 hours per week of a GIS specialist editing data for several weeks. Now the expert is able to do it using web tools. With the help of mobile apps and web apps, we are reducing in 1 to 2 days the approval process's timeline. No waiting times for data to be sent to the office after being captured in the field. Now the specialists have it in real time, and no need to wait for mapping creation to be aware of processes happening in the field. As a whole, those tools are helping us to improve collaboration between teams, and the data is now accessible for everyone. We are using ArcGIS Enterprise sites, and this has been a game changer in usage of the tool. We are using the sites to group and share content to specific business units and functional areas, as shown with this exploration and appraisal site. With the tools provided by Story Maps, we are including educational content to self-educate users in the use of the portal. Also, with the help of story maps, we are showing integration with other platforms and how to use web services in those platforms. All the site in general is improving user awareness of GIS technologies within the company. New units are asking to integrate additional systems to enrich data with a spatial component. And to engage more people with the system, we are providing GIS story cases with monthly updates to provide some ideas that perhaps could be implemented within the company. After the first version of the site, in combination with other communication strategies like launch and end sessions, we saw 20% growth in users using the system. We are using the system as well to give additional value to available data that otherwise will be sitting in tables. Nothing wrong with tables, but what if we show the data in a more visual way? This is an example of a dashboard using the Petroleum Exploration and Production System data from the Government of South Australia, PEPS. Users can visualize wells and fields. If the user selects a well from the list, the line graph on the bottom left will show the gas, oil, and water production. In a similar way, monthly production and a summary by field are shown in the right bottom charts. Here we are streamlining GIS processes with an automated process that downloads Excel files every day from the PEPS portal and updates a feature service that is used for the web map and the dashboard tiles. As a result, key stakeholders can visualize oil, gas, and water production for better informed decisions. We are using the system also to monitor GIS metrics within the company. We have created a GIS requests dashboard. Sharing job requests via operational dashboard has improved management and understanding of the support value that GIS provides to a large proportion of the business. We can see now how different units within the business, for example, exploration and appraisal, health, safety and environment, or even the commercial unit, are supported by the GIS team. The different type of requests for mapping, web mapping, training, data conversions, and what geographic areas or operational areas made those requests. Improving recognition of the value that GIS provide to the company. Also improves user appreciation of how busy the GIS team are. Finally, we can monitor if communication with users are working after checking numbers of users and logins to the system, knowing what is happening after publishing news about the platform. We are also trying to implement new tools as they are being released. We have here a screenshot of a portal operations dashboard. To create this dashboard, we are using webhooks connected to Microsoft Power Automate to monitor portal logs and then using Power BI to visualize the portal operations performed by different users. Basically, we are moving in the direction of automating governance processes, making easier the administration of the whole system. What we have learned along the journey. So first, let's talk about single point of truth. It is a time-consuming activity and for sure is going to take more time than expected originally. QA/QC processes, data consolidation, metadata implementation are time-consuming. However, this is a worthwhile process because if you get it right from the beginning, you will streamline GIS processes, you will increase efficiencies, reducing the overload for ongoing data management, and you are facilitating integration with business systems. In our case, with Landfolio, PetroSys, Petrel, our GIS desktop apps, mobile apps like Collector. It's also worthwhile because we can share data across the business through web services in an easy way. It will enable a scale-up GIS usage without overloading with GIS requests and with easy access from web environment instead of specialized desktop GIS professionals. However, integration are not trouble-free, as you might know. So one of the key learned lessons in this point is try to engage quickly in the adoption of new technologies so GIS can integrate more easily with new tools. Try to bring integration to all conversation within the business with new technologies are in path of implementation. With existing tools, try to engage with vendors to facilitate the process. Integrations could be one of the most challenging parts of this journey. You must be creative, think outside the box, and use different tools and technologies you have in place to sort it out. A key element for getting adoption of the technology by users is the engagement with the stakeholders. It is important to understand the needs of the users to be able to add value to the business and facilitate their job. As mentioned, we work together with Esri and key stakeholders to discuss needs and opportunities that GIS can offer to the business. But it's only one part. Communicate the result is very important and a key point to remember. Share good news, use internal resources like intranet, launch and learn sessions, enterprise sites, emails, the same portal to inform about new capabilities, new data offering, new resources. This will increase adoption of the technology. It will pay off the effort and resources invested. You will have more users asking to create sites for them as we are. Remember, you can have the most incredible web apps, dashboards, tools, but if users don't know them, those won't be used. Support. Demonstrate value is fundamental to get support. Use the system itself to show the value of these tools. Try to capture return of investment cases, time savings, cost savings, or additional benefits obtained with the implementation. Use the same technology in your favor as we show with dashboards. We could demonstrate how we are serving the whole company to make decisions, not only the usual spatial data consumers, geoscientists, or GIS specialists. If you are lucky as we are, you will have support of your managers to be able to look for new technologies, innovate with the latest releases, having time to keep your skills up to date. Having the invaluable support of your IT department is also a key point to achieve good results and quick response for software reliability. Keep those good relationships with your IT department. Another key point to highlight, blending quick wins with long-term goals. As mentioned previously, to gain support is fundamental getting results. Select those projects where you can start showing value to the business quickly, perhaps in areas where the data sets are better managed or where the needs are more urgent. In our case, this helps us to gain momentum and awareness within the business, and also to improve the data. We have more users looking at the data, more users wanted to share data. But don't forget where you want to be in a couple of years more. Have the big picture in mind. Finally, training. Keep the skills of your GIS team up to date. We are all aware how quickly the technology is changing and how new systems are being released every year. It's hard to keep up with that pace, so it's important to dedicate some time to upskill your people. But one of those new releases could save you time and be more efficient. As mentioned, support from management will be key to achieve this. Now we are heading to the end of the first part of this presentation, so what we have in line to be implemented. We will continue the expansion of GIS integration with business systems. Health, safety, and environment systems production are in sight. We will continue the expansion of data offering, integrating new data sets, and make them available through web services to be consumed in different platforms and in our platform. Expand the mobility capabilities. We are using Collector now. We want to start using Survey 123 for inspections. Drone imagery in the future as well for monitoring. Continue streamlining Web GIS governance tasks using the capabilities of webhooks doing QC processes, helping to manage the system. Finally, for long-term goals, we want to move to a phase 4 or optimization phase. Start using more advanced features, real-time asset monitoring, analytics, 3D, moving in the direction of location intelligence. Well, that's all from my part. Thank you very much for your attention. Now I will pass it on to Craig for the second part of this presentation.
Hello all, my name is Craig Carpenter and I work in the advisory services team in Esri, Australia. In my role, I provide strategic advice and mentorship to clients across Australia to ensure GIS is aligned to business outcomes and delivers value. Following on from the presentation today from Andreas, I'll provide some general insights I've gained over the years helping clients with strategic planning. I'll also reflect on the time working with Beach Energy and give you guys some pointers for those looking to adopt Web GIS. If you have any questions after the presentation, feel free to jump into the question and answer session afterwards. I'd like to start out by thanking Andreas for sharing the positive story of how Beach Energy have achieved business value by leveraging Web GIS. It's always fantastic seeing a client implement best patterns and practices and progress rapidly to achieve positive business outcomes. As a strategic advisor at Esri Australia, I see how GIS is used and implemented across many sectors and client situations. I see firsthand how GIS can be leveraged effectively. I get a great deal of satisfaction working with clients like Beach Energy and providing guidance which provides real business benefits. Working with Beach Energy and other clients across Australia has provided me with some key insights on the benefits of strategic planning to successfully deliver GIS across an organisation. These include developing a clearly defined path for GIS, which aligns with business priorities. This helps to focus effort and spending. It ensures that everyone is moving in the same direction and provides management with oversight on the future direction and helps gather support. Create a prioritised listing of activities which are drawn from engagement with users. Priority is defined by reviewing value of the business effort, the cost, and alignment to business priorities and goals. Prioritised activities should also include a balance of quick wins and long-term outcomes to demonstrate value early on and also over the long term. Measuring and reporting on delivered value is essential in demonstrating worth to management. This helps to gain support for future funding, innovation projects and training. And lastly, regularly review and adjust your roadmap. Using an agile approach to regularly review and adjust the roadmap ensures that GIS is regularly adapting to changing business priorities. Regular reviews also provides an opportunity to leverage new technology advances that may drive business value, such as drone imagery capture and processing with SiteScan. On reflection, working with Beach Energy over the past 14 months, some of the key findings have been implementing the technology is the start line. Implementing the technology is the easy part. Communicating with users and getting buy-in from stakeholders and management can be difficult. It's a journey for the business, not just the GIS group. Identifying your key stakeholders and developing a communications plan to keep those stakeholders informed is critical. Beach Energy used a variety of techniques to engage with users, such as lunch and learn information sessions, empowering users with self-service training, sharing information to the business with news articles on the company intranet page, and meeting with key stakeholders and business units to discuss GIS capability and web apps. Gaining the attention of users to get buy-in and trust can take time. Focus on one part of the business and deliver a positive outcome that demonstrates value. Early on, Beach were able to integrate GIS web services with the tenement management system. This provided value by improving tenement visualization with other GIS layers and reduce the ongoing data extract, transform, load processes that were previously used. This provided a great outcome that was able to be used to promote GIS to other business units. Start small. Making information more accessible using web maps and apps that leverage web services is often a game changer for users, as Andreas described in his presentation. Word of mouth from happy users is the best advertising to promote and get further users interested in GIS capability. The snowball is gaining momentum at Beach Energy as more users jump onto Web GIS and the GIS team get more and more inquiries from users about GIS services and capabilities. Making your GIS content intuitive to discover and use is critical. Andreas has used ArcGIS sites to tailor GIS content to specific business units. This, coupled with self-service training material delivered in story maps, means that users can explore and learn independently at their own leisure. GIS technology is only as good as the value it provides back to the business. Capturing value will assist in demonstrating to management the positive influence that GIS is providing to the business and help with user adoption. Value can be realised in a variety of ways, such as efficiency gain, cost savings, risk mitigation, or improved access to content for quicker decision making. Beach Energy have gained value from time savings for the GIS team in creating maps and apps and managing data. But more importantly, business users have a richer and more timely set of information to make business decisions, which in turn speeds up business outcomes, such as the exploration evaluation process. Taking the time to step back and assess what's been achieved and celebrating your successes is essential to keeping things in perspective and acknowledging the positive effect that GIS can have on your business. We conducted 6 monthly progress reviews at Beach. They were used as an opportunity to celebrate and share the successes with management and get their buy-in. Andreas has developed some really great dashboard products to provide management and the broader GIS users feedback on the usage of Web GIS, the support request types that are being received, and which part of the business is actually being supported by the GIS team. For further information about the Beach Energy journey, a case study will soon be available. A similar digital transformation has occurred at South 32. Please refer to the Esri Australia website, which contains a case study for further information. If you need support or advice aligning GIS to business goals, please see the Esri Australia Business Consulting website. Beach Energy has leveraged a large range of Esri products over the past 14 months, some of which are included on the bottom of this slide. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, please join Andreas and myself in a teleconference at the designated time.